Hello, hello, hello. Thank you again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another amazing edition of Let's Talk 1943. And we have the amazing Larry Davis here, and we're going to be talking about mindset and our purpose. And I can't wait to talk about this because we're going to start 2024 off with a bang. So, as I always say, you ready? Let's talk. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. So let me formally introduce Larry Davis. He's a Christian life coach, keynote speaker, and a podcaster. He also helps clients with mindset development. Larry believes in helping people with personal and professional growth through applications and proven methods. His experience enables him to guide people in identifying and overcoming obstacles hindering their lives. Once again, welcome, Larry Davis. Larry, thank you so much for being patient with me today. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's all good. I'm just so glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, technology is something else. It's a beast, right? Well, we're going to go ahead. We ain't going to let the devil stop us today. We're going to make sure this word gets out because obviously it's a good word because he's working hard to make sure it didn't happen. But we're going to do what we're supposed to do.
That's
So
right.
I'm going to go ahead and do my prayer to start off the show. Lord Heavenly Father, thank you, thank you, thank you, allowing us again to be here to do things in your pleasing sight. Thank you for allowing Larry to be on the show today to talk about what's so important is living in our God-given purpose and changing these mindsets so we're able to do so. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. So we're gonna I'm gonna ask you, we're gonna do it from the top. So I'm gonna ask you where are you from? And it's giving me a little background about you and why you living in your purpose now, why you feel you in your purpose now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm honored to be here. I'm glad we can do this. So I'm originally from Mississippi. Now live in Texas, but Mississippi is where I was born and raised. And my story started off with kind of how I got into what I'm doing today. Is
Mm-hmm.
I got married as a young man. I was really young when I got married. I was only 19 years old, and I decided to get married. Like I said, I believe that I guess it's just a Southern thing to where you kind of just start off. You start early. You get married, and I graduated high school, and I felt like, okay, I'm a man now, and I'm gonna do man things, right? And so I got married, started a family, had 2 kids, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself as a young man, as a husband and a father, and didn't have a clue what I was doing. And
Mm-hmm.
that went on for like 14 years. We stayed together for 14 years. No clue what I was doing. But that came to an end. And when it
Mm-hmm.
came to an end, uh, life hit me like a ton of bricks. And I realized
Mm-hmm.
that through this failure, that I did not know what I was doing, nor did I have the wisdom and the foresight to even try to get the information that I needed to succeed as a husband, as a
Mm-hmm.
father, just also in my finances because I was deeply in debt and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
so I realized that the reason why I had these failures in my life is because I didn't know what I didn't know. Also, I didn't have anybody mentoring me, guiding me, um, and in order to have the right mindset, in order to have a successful marriage, to be a successful father and have a
Mm-hmm.
successful career and all those things. And
Mm-hmm.
so at that time, I was not growing and developing myself as a man. And so I fell in a deep depression. And just kind of as I was climbing my way out of that depression, I started to read books and I started to read my Bible. And I just started to realize that the reason why I had these failures is because I was not learning and I was not growing. And I
Mm-hmm.
had the wrong mindset of what, success is supposed to be like. I didn't have a right mindset. I didn't have a growth mindset. I didn't have a mindset to grow. And so I had to pull myself out of that. And so through a process of just reading and just, listening to podcasts and things like that, a lot of praying, a lot of self-reflection, I started to learn more and more, and I started to develop myself as a person. And then as I was doing that, God told me, he said, the reason why I took you through this and the reason why you went on this journey is because now I want you to help others. I want you to help develop others. You said that you didn't have anybody to show you the way. Now I want you to show others the way so that they won't have to experience some of the things that you experienced. So that's kind of how I got to doing what I am doing today.
Yeah. And like we were discussing before, your test is now your testimonies. And you need to go through things sometimes, in most cases, because how can you help someone if you haven't been through anything? So you have to kind of go through those valleys to come out to those peaks. And you actually did that to become a Christian life coach. And so I know we were talking about mindset and the mindset that you need to do and overcome the things that you have been through. So why is mindset so important? We hear about that. That's like a one of the top names of 2023. You hear that a lot now. Mindset. So first of all, why is it important to have a good mindset?
It's really important because there is a deep connection between your mindset and the quality of your life, right? And there's also a deep connection between your mind and your body, and so it emphasizes that there's this idea that the way that we perceive the world, our beliefs, the beliefs that we hold, the attitudes that we have, and that's what a mindset is. Your mindset is basically your beliefs, your attitudes, and it affects how you see yourself and how you see the world around you, right? And so your mindset influences everything that you do. It influences how you handle challenges. It influences how you handle setbacks, and it also influences how you handle opportunities, right? And so the reason why it's so important is because if it affects those areas, if you have the wrong mindset, you're gonna fail in those areas, right? And so that's why it's so important, because there's the one difference between successful people and people that are not successful. It's their mindset, right? There's the difference between achieving and not achieving. The difference between surviving and thriving is the mindset. And so your mindset plays a pivotal role in your outcomes and your experiences. Because here's the thing. So many people want to try to do something, but they don't have the mindset to pull it off, right? Just like so many people want to have a rich life, right? They want to have a rich life. What I mean by rich life is a fulfilling life. They want to be rich in relationships. They want to be rich in finances, of course. And but they don't have the right mindset to do it, right? And so just say if you want to be rich, if you want to be financially wealthy, right? You can't be wealthy if you have a poverty mindset, if you have a poverty mentality.
That's true.
Right? And so that's why
that's so true.
That's why it's so important. Yep.
Yeah, that is so true. The mindset. So let's talk about developing the mindset. So now we have a mindset. We are aware of a mindset. So now what we need to do to develop the mindset.
Okay. So you said the key word awareness. First of all, I think that's where we need to start. A lot of people don't have an awareness that they don't have an awareness that they need to change their mindset. They don't even have an awareness of what type of mindset they have, right? They just kind of live life kind of doing the things that they do, and they don't even have an awareness of the mindset that they have, right? And so the first thing is I think you need to identify the mindset that you have right now, right? You need to identify it, and you identify it through self-reflection. Like you have to get by yourself and reflect on how have you been? How have things gone? Like you need to reflect on things like, okay, what is your response to failure? Like, how do you react to failure? When you fail at something, what is your reaction? Do you get up and keep going, or do you just lay there? Like, how do you react to it? You need to recognize, how do you have you done things outside of your comfort zone, or are you always staying in your comfort zone? And so some of those things will help you to start getting awareness of what you need to do. And then the next thing is this: once you have that awareness, okay, you can then understand the path you need to take to get out of it, right? And so I think it first starts with understanding, okay, understanding who you are, understanding your purpose, right? Let's talk about purpose, because I think that's the key to having a particular mindset, because I think your mindset is also tied to your purpose, right? For instance, if you know your purpose, right? If you know your purpose, you will understand the mindset you need to have in order to live out your purpose, right? For instance, I always like to say this. I love music. I love singing. I love hearing people sing, right? But I can't sing. That's not my ministry. God didn't give me the ability to sing. I love
me either. You're not the only one.
Yeah, I wish I could sing, because if I could sing, I would serenade my wife. I would, every time she get mad at me, I'll just sing to her, and she'll forgive me. So I wish I could sing, but the problem is I can't sing, and God didn't give me that ability. He didn't give me that gift. So knowing that He didn't give me that gift, then that informs me on the right mindset that I need to have. Because let's just say if I try to become a singer and I really can't, and I really don't have that gift, right? I'm trying to do something that's not within my ability to do. And so that throws off my perspective of when I need to quit and when I need to keep going. On the other hand, if you know what your purpose is, and you're living within your purpose, then you understand what type of mindset you need to have. You understand, okay, this is my purpose. This is my gift. This is my calling. I need to persist in what I'm doing. If I hit a roadblock, I know what I need to do, because I know that God has called me to this one thing. And so if I hit a roadblock doing this, I know that I just need to find another way around it. I know that maybe I'm in the wrong environment. That's how you can that's where your mindset and your life and your purpose is connected. So when you know your purpose, you know what type of mindset you need to have in order to continue to strive and not give up on something that you're supposed to keep going on, right? And so it's kind of how I developed. Did that make sense?
So what I got from what you're saying is your mindset, being aware of your mindset, understanding you even have a mindset, then develop your mindset. And then when you develop your mindset, you'll fall into your purpose. And after you fall into your purpose, you walk in your purpose and your gifts, and you do what is given to you to do in this place called Earth, right?
Yeah.
You had said something too when we had a conversation about comfort zone equal kill zone. And I think that really resonated with me, because a lot of us live in our comfort zones, like you just described, but we don't realize how much damage it does to us. We feel comfort zones because the word comfort is in that, right? So you hear comfort, it sounds cozy, it sounds good, it sounds somewhere you want to be. But your comfort zone limits your it's like a limiting thing. It limits your life. And I think I don't think comfort, it should be another word for it. They shouldn't name it comfort zone because it sounds cozy, right? But it is a kill zone because it kills your life dreams, aspirations, your God-given purpose. And sometimes our purpose is really right in front of us, but because we are scared of the unknown, we're scared of not understanding what's the next step. And we get caught up on that because that's a control factor. We want to control everything. We want to know everything that's going to happen to us when we honestly never had control, and we never will. We can't control anything but what's inside, like this right here. And sometimes we can't even control that. If you let the spirit do what it needs to do, you can't even control that. So it's a false narrative that we think that we control things and we don't. So when we have a moment of in this comfort zone, and then it's time for us to come out of it, like you said, a lot of times we don't even know that we're in the comfort zone because we never challenged ourselves to come outside of that. So when we don't do that, we live in this like this place. It's like sitting there and you just existing and you're not living, right?
Yeah.
So this is really good because when you had said that, that's what made me kind of think about that. And you had told me before about you can't really do something unless you know you doing things, but you don't even know if you could do other stuff because you're kind of inside of this little box, right? So these are kind of the reasons why people are scared to live in a purpose or scared to try something new because they don't feel like they have the right tools. But things like this, like you said earlier, reading, meditating, praying, YouTube, podcasts, getting other perspectives of other people outside of what you think. So you got to stretch yourself. Got to stretch.
Yeah.
But you have to get there, and that's where this mindset is so important. Because when your mindset gets straightened out, everything else falls right in line. You just got to get that mindset together.
Oh
What do you
yeah.
think about that, Larry?
Oh, definitely. Because here's the thing. What people don't realize is that people think that they can't do something, and they're only
Mm-hmm.
looking at they're only looking at their what they think their physical abilities, or they think that, oh, because I've never done that before, I can't do it, or they're comparing themselves to somebody else, or they're saying things
There you
like, well,
go.
I don't have what they have, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as smart, or I'm not as strong as that person, and they kind of look at all those things, and okay, some of those things may be true, but some of those things may be facts. I would say that like that. Some of those things that you're looking at, they may be facts, but you need to
Mm-hmm.
know the truth, right? You need to know the truth. Is the truth is that your body is capable of doing a lot more than you think it does, than it can.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's a connection between, and like I was saying earlier, there is a connection between your mind and your body. When you get your mind right, your body will follow because your body is capable of doing more than you think it is. The only thing that's stopping it is your mind because you don't
Mm-hmm.
think that you can, right? And when you don't think that you can, and see, here's the problem. The problem ain't with people who are thinking, the problem is not when people's thinking of who they are. That's not the problem. The problem is people with when people think they're who they are not. They are, they think, oh, I'm not this or I'm not that. That's where the problem is. You're thinking
Mm-hmm.
about who you're not. And that's what's stopping you. That's what's stopping you in your tracks because all you're thinking about is what you're not. All you're thinking about is what you can't do. All you're thinking about is what you've never done before. And
Mm-hmm.
so your mindset is, stronger. Your body is stronger than you think. And it takes that mindset to get you out of that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where I think a lot of people get this wrong, right? And so and when that happens, they don't even try. They don't even try because they just think, oh, I can't do it, right? And so that's why your mindset is so important because again, your life is going to go in the direction of your mind. That's where it's
Yeah.
headed. And so you got to
Yeah.
understand that. Yeah.
Yourselves or ourselves to other people. Some of this is generational curses. So it is not because our parents or our loved ones or our guardians didn't want well for us. They only have the capacity of where they are at. They don't know nothing else. They only know when somebody told them, they had the joke. It's like, oh, black people don't swim. It's because they didn't swim. Their parents didn't swim. So now it's like keep going through this, and somebody has to go, wait a minute, why we don't swim? Wait a minute, let me ask some questions or let me challenge this because I don't understand why we can't swim. As simple as that, just asking questions and coming out of that comfort zone to say just because somebody told you something doesn't mean it's right or is it's right for you. Right for you. It could be right for them. Because I would say this because I'm a hip hop fanatic. So I listen to Jay-Z and I was listening to one of his interviews and he said that I think it was an uncle about doing what he's doing now. And his uncle said, you can't do that. Jay-Z said, no, 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 you can't do that. He had it early to understand that it's not, that's what your limits are. But because it's your insecurities, you putting them on me because somebody put them on you. So Jay-Z finally stopped the curse and said, listen, That's what y'all think, but that's not the truth. I am able to do this and I will do this. And just telling yourself that alone switches that mindset, because now you're telling yourself, I can, instead of what you just said. When people keep saying what they can't do, you're actually programming your mind to say you're not able to do. If you tell your mind that, your body will follow. He is absolutely right. Absolutely right. So now let's talk about things that people can do to get their mindset on the right path so they won't have those negative thoughts.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a believer. And so I believe the first thing that that anybody could do as a believer is, first of all, get in the word. That's where, for me, that's, it starts there. And get in your word and find out what the word says, and then find out what the word says about who you are, because there's promises in the word for us, right? And you can't lay hold of those promises if you don't even know what they are. And so, and the Bible can, it teaches us that, who we are as a people, who we are, we're kings and queens, we're children of God, and we're royalty and things like that. And there's nothing we can't do. And so that's first, finding out that, okay, who you are and understanding who you are, and how much power that you actually have. That's the first thing for me. And other people might do different things or whatever, and that's okay. But for me, and if you don't kind of believe in that, then maybe just you can still find out who you are. I know that God created you, but you can still find out who you are if you get with yourself and find out who you are and reflect on, what you've been through and kind of the things, because some of the things that you've been through in your life, it kind of leaves some clues on who you are and what you're supposed to do. Right.
Yeah, it's a roadmap.
It's a roadmap.
It's a roadmap.
Yeah, exactly. And and then you also need to look at some of the things that went wrong. Okay. Look at those things and then do an autopsy on those things and say, okay, why did I go through this and what was I supposed to learn from this? Right. What was I supposed to learn from this? Because everything is a test, and everything, I like to believe this. Nothing that goes on in your life is isolated. Nothing that goes on in your life is an isolated incident. I think everything connects, right?
Yes,
all the good and all the bad, it all connects.
Everything.
Right? And so that's why, it says that all things are working for my good. And I truly believe that all things, not good things, not bad things, all things are working for your good. So start to look at all those things and see how all those pieces connect. Okay, why did I go through this? And don't just look at, okay, this was terrible, but why did I go through this? Okay, what was I supposed to learn from this?
That's and then
you look at, okay, what did this do for me? How did this make me stronger? Because I can guarantee you this: if you look back over the things that happened to you, you can see that this probably made you stronger in one area, right? This made you stronger in one area. This made you more resilient, right? This made you learn that how strong you are. This made you learn that you're a fighter, right? And you kind of learn those things. And then once you understand those things, you can kind of see, okay, what I need to do the next time that I face this. Because here's the thing: you go through those battles and those challenges in order to fight another battle on the next level. See, it's always a graduation process. And that's the thing. We don't understand that because we don't understand the purpose and that we went through that thing. It's for you to fight it on that next level and deal with that on that next level. And then you'll pass and you keep going from level to level to level. Right. And that's the purpose of it. And so that's kind of how you can kind of, get your mindset to where, okay, last time I went through this is what I learned and this is what I'm supposed to do. And that's kind of how you can start to change your mindset, because okay, this is what I learned back over here. This is what it produced in me. And now I'm going to use this to further what I'm doing or further my assignment in the earth. Right. And so those are some kind of things that you can do to help to start to change your mindset.
So what I got from that was some people choose to go ahead and work on their mindset, right? Some people will be proactive and say, you know what, this is the year. I know I said last year, but this is, the end of the 2023, 2024, as I coined, is so much more in store. So let's go ahead and get this going. Let's get this popping. Let's get this year going. So you choose to change your mindset. There's going to be some people going to be reactive, meaning that things happen, life is going to happen. It happens to all of us. The valley's going to happen, they're just, but those valleys are purpose and reasons. And that's the mindset change right there. The way you see things changes the whole perspective of what happened to you, right? I'm going to give you a perfect example. What just happened to me. My internet went down. We was in the middle of a live show. It's not what I want, because I'm a stickler of being on time about my shows and being, professional and everything else. Well, guess what? Life happens. I could have just got upset. I could have got flustered. I could got, telling him, well, we'll do this another day. I just don't want to deal with this. I could took that whole route. But guess what? I know who I am. I'm a child of God. I know what happened was a test to see how I'm going to handle that situation. And now we back up here and we are doing fine, right? So use my example, what just happened to me, on the way you handle situations, because life happens. And a lot of times we are too concerned about what people think about us, and we get wrapped up in all that and feel like we're embarrassed because things happen, because it does. Look, we can't help with it. We have no control. What we just tell y'all, we have no control over what happens. This is a whole nother company that handles this internet. I have no control over that. I could just do what I could do on my part. And so I'm going to is very understanding, and he understands it. See, when you get flustered and all that, that's you trying to not, your mindset is not right, because you're getting upset about something you have no control over. Only you can do is do the best you can to fix it, and know that it's going to work out for his better good. Perfect example.
That's
it happened right in the middle of my show.
That's a perfect example, because like you said, you could have got frustrated, you could have quit, you could have done all these things. But here's the thing. That goes to show you that if you had the wrong mindset about it, right, it makes you quit, because you think that everything is supposed to work the first time, it's supposed to work perfectly. Mm-hmm. But life is not that way. Nothing hardly ever works perfectly. And if something works good the first time, you be blessed, and so sometimes things happen, and it's just for you to learn who you are. It's supposed to learn for you to know how strong you are, for you to know that you have perseverance, that you can continue to go. Because here's the thing, the next time there's going to be another challenge, and you're going to know, okay, I got through that challenge, and I know I can do it. Like I know I can get through this. It's just like David before he fought Goliath. The reason why David knew that he can fight Goliath is because even before that, he said, look, I fought the bear and I fought the lion when they was trying to attack my sheep. And I protected my sheep from the lion and from the bear. And so David already knew. See, Goliath wasn't his first fight, but that was the biggest fight. That was the fight that put him on the map. See, they don't even know about what happened with the bear and the lion until he told that story, right?
Right.
So David, like, look, first of all, I've been here. You know what I'm saying? And I've already been here. I've already been through this. And so I'm ready to fight Goliath. And so that's the point of going through things.
Because there's always a buildup. It's always, we always hear the great stuff. We always hear the successful stories. We always hear, and that's another thing compared to what you were saying about comparing yourself to other people. So we see, and social media makes that very easy these days, right? So we see people at the top of their game right now. But a lot of times, if you listen to interviews of these people that you admire, you hear the stories of like 10, 15, 20 years before they was able to be successful. And successful in the way society sees success, not their life, because they could have been successful all their lives. But we put a title on success as, money and power and exposure. And the more exposure, more money, more power, that would be your success. That's not success. That's just exposing what's going on in their lives. But they could have been successful. When you first try something new and get outside your comfort zone and live in your purpose, you're successful, period, point blank, the end. You're successful. That's the mindset. Other people want you to think you're only successful when you're on a primetime TV show, or don't get me wrong, those things are great. And of course, we all would love that. But it's in the right time frame and when it's supposed to happen. I believe in divine order, and I believe in things supposed to happen when they happen, because your capacity level has to be matched up with it. If your capacity level is not matched up, then you're going to mess it up. You're going to mess it up. So you have to understand, trust the process, and your capacity has to match what's going on. So when that time comes, you want to be able to keep it. You want to be able to live in it and be good in it. If you get it too quick, a lot of times we mess it up because we can't hold on to all that, you know. So what you're saying here about the comparison to people, don't worry about that. Just stay in your lane and live in your purpose, and God's is going to take you off to another galaxy. I guarantee you, you're going to be so surprised how that works. And another thing about the mindset is building your self-confidence. That's a major factor, is building your self-confidence on what we're talking about. You know, using my example, I'm confident in me and I know who I am. So I'm okay with things happening because I understand that I don't have control over it and I'm good. When I didn't know who I was, oh my gosh, I would thought this was the end of the world. People are going to say something about it. They going to talk. I would be talking about I'm embarrassed. You know, how are you embarrassed something you have no control over?
Yeah.
I got it now. It took me about 49 and a half years, but I finally got it, you know? So what about building confidence? What do you think about building your self-confidence?
I think building your self-confidence is really important because that's when you know that you have the ability to keep going, when you have that self-confidence, right? And but here's the thing. A lot of people want to have confidence and self-confidence just out of nowhere, out of thin air. And it doesn't work that way. You're not just going to get it. You're not just going to wake up with it. You're going to have to experience life. You're going to have to go through things in order to build that confidence. And the more things you go through, then, you know, your confidence builds from there. And so you're going to have to start getting, you know, you're going to have to start looking at the things that you were successful at, or the things that you want at. And here's the thing. The reason why some people misunderstand their own self-confidence, because here's the thing. I think a lot of people have more confidence than they think they have. Because here they're looking at, like you said a few minutes ago, they're looking at these big grand things, right? And they're basing their confidence on that, you know, they're basing their confidence on their platform, or how many followers they have, or you know, how much influence they have, or how much money they have. But the thing about it is, it doesn't work that way, because you build your confidence on the little bitty things, the little bitty wins that you have. And that's right. And then you focus on, okay, today I was able to do this. Today I felt good in my body, right? And so be thankful that today you felt good in your body. And and you know, and just those little small things. Oh, today I got a raise in my job. Okay, yeah, it ain't the $1 million like such and such, but I got a raise and I'm steady growing. I'm steady climbing. That if you keep looking at all those little things, oh, today me and my spouse are still together. You know, today we celebrated, you know, this or that, or today, you know, my child did this. If you look at all those little bitty things, all those things, if you start to focus on those things, then you build your confidence from that. And so stop waiting on this big thing to happen in order to have confidence. You can start to have confidence now if you look at and appreciate the things that you have today. But the thing about it is, you're not appreciating them because they're small. And in your mind, and this is why the mindset is important, because in your mind, you are thinking that those things are insignificant. And when you do that, you don't know that, you know, you can't have any self-confidence, because you're not accepting your life as it is and celebrating the small blessings that you have. And so once you do that day in, day out, accepting and recognizing the little bitty small blessings that you have, that starts to build your confidence until one day, you know, God willing, you get those big things, then you can have the confidence. So that's how it
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's being grateful.
Yeah.
It's being grateful. When you're grateful of the smaller things, he allows you to, he says, well, you gotta be a keeper of the smaller things before he allows you for the bigger things. So you got to show that you appreciate and value the little things, and then he's able to graduate you up to the next level of, of whatever that is in your life.
Yeah.
And you had said something that was really important too, is enjoying the journey. Enjoy the journey of it. We always, we in a microwave society, we in this thing that everything is instant gratification. We want it right now. And that's what it looks like. We are technology savvy, that's true. As we get, older, we get more technology in our lives. But that brings a whole nother monster. It's never gonna go away that we have to build ourselves up. Technology cannot do what humans can do. It could do things that help convenient, but we are who we are, and it's never going to change. So social media, don't get caught up in all that, because it's only what you see. Is this a visual thing? Is this pretty? But at the end of the day, these same people got to do the same thing that we telling you. You got to build your confidence. A lot of times things come to people, and that's why you'll see a lot of people crash and burn, because they didn't enjoy the journey. They just shot up and they got there, and they had overwhelming stuff coming at them. And a lot of times, God, I hate to say this, but they take their lives, and they get on drugs, and they suicidal, because it's too much for them to bear, because their capacity level did not match what they received. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to win the lottery. I can't wait. I'll get that problem. Give me that problem. I want $400 million. Give me that problem. You sure now? Because see, you think money solves it all. It doesn't. You get a whole nother batch of problems. Like Biggie Smalls said, more money, more problems. You're going to get different problems. You may be able to pay your mortgage, but you're going to have a whole nother set of problems that you're not used to. So it's like, be careful what you ask for. Money doesn't solve everything. Yes, it's pretty, it's good, it looks great on paper, but your mindset has to be ready for that too.
Oh yeah.
You can watch the shows all the time with the people who win all this money in less than 10 years. They broke because their mindset wasn't ready, the capacity level wasn't there. So enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey, and know that you are being seen. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and he's going to reward you. When your time comes, you'll be ready for it, and you'll be able to live in it peacefully.
Yeah.
So I truly enjoy that journey, and stretch yourself. We at the day before the last day of the year. If you do anything, just sit still and reflect, and see something in your life that you could stretch out, something that you could come out your comfort zone with. If you never went out to eat by yourself, put that as a goal. Go out and just eat dinner by yourself. And don't bring the phone. I mean, bring your phone, but don't pull it out on the table. Just enjoy,
Right.
look around, enjoy your atmosphere, and just enjoy you. Enjoy being you. Do something that you never done before next year. And I guarantee you, just like Mr. David said, when you start doing that, you start building that mindset and building that confidence. And before you know it, you'll tackle so many things, because you're not going to be scared anymore. The mindset is being scared. When you're scared, that's what it is. When you have fears, that's what that is. Because think about it. If we never had no fears or not scared, we'll do everything.
Oh yeah.
We'll do everything. Why? We're not scared. We obviously are scared. That's why we're not doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So do little things to build up your confidence, to build up your mindset. And then when you do that, let's talk about the purpose part. So we talked about a little bit about determining your true purpose. I believe your purpose is easy and effortlessly. I believe that God gives us gifts that is right there. And sometimes when we think it's easy, we think it's not it, because it's too easy.
Right.
And he wants you to enjoy your purpose, but he wants you to share it with others. What do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because like you said, sometimes some of us miss our purpose because um, I like to say it like this. A lot of people, that's their biggest question, right? What's my purpose? I get asked that
Mhm.
question a lot. How do I know what my purpose is? How can I find my purpose? And,
Mhm.
and I always like to say this. I always like to say, you know what your purpose. You know it. You just don't want to believe that
That
is
it
what it
is.
is. You don't want to believe it. You
Mhm.
want to believe it's something else. You don't want to
Mhm.
believe it for whatever reason, whether it's
Mhm.
too easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes people won't, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but people have this mentality of like,
Well,
oh,
you
I
know
want
what?
to be hard.
You know what could be why?
Yeah.
Because our parents and people in our lives told us they wanted to be a certain thing. There are so many people out there who's doctors and lawyers. Don't get me wrong, we need them. We need y'all, especially doctors. We need y'all. But if that's your purpose, you know it. But a lot of times, people, parents, they're like, "Oh, he's the first doctor in our family. He's the first," because they too busy, want to show off their kids, and they don't really want it, but they don't know how to tell you no. So they just go to school and do all of this because they want, they want to impress you and they want you to be proud of them. And that's that we too busy trying to, make them happy and we don't make ourselves happy. And this same person may want to be a not veterinary, we call it a clown in a circus. Maybe they like to make people laugh. They want to be a comedian. But their family like, that's not a job. That's not a real career, And they go, well, I'll just be the doctor because, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to tell my parents I want to be a comedian. And now we got a problem because we're
Yeah.
not living in the purpose because maybe your gift was laughter. It's to make
Mhm.
people laugh. But because you're scared of what other people would think, you do what other people want you to do and not do what you are supposed to do. And then here's all the problems come up, right?
Yeah.
So I
And
think
that's
that's one of the reasons when you were saying is because we live, other people's lives, they live through us, sometimes our parents.
absolutely. Because here's the thing, when your parents are trying to mold you to be something that, that you're not, or your parents never took the time to ask you, what do you want to be, son? What do you feel like? What do you feel like you're strong at? What do you like to do? What inspires you? Instead of doing that, they just tell you what you're supposed to be because, uh, you know, for one thing, I would say this: sometimes it comes from both places. It comes from a good place and it comes from a
Right.
bad place. The good
Hmm.
place is it comes from they do want you to uh, have a life to where you can make money and provide for
And
yourself
live
and
better
be
than they did. They want you to
right.
be better than they were.
They do. So that's the good place that it comes from. But the bad place that it comes
Hmm.
from is sometimes it's about them. It's about how they look to their friends and all that, and how they look when they show up to the family reunion or when they show up to the church and they say, yeah, my son
Yeah,
a doctor,
they want to show their friends that
right.
their son is a doctor or their daughter is a lawyer.
Exactly. You're like a trophy in their life. And so that's the problem. And then we grow up with this whole mindset of, okay, I don't want to do anything that may look crazy to society. Like society has this one set of this standard of how things should be, and I don't want to go against that because I don't want people to talk about me. And it's like you said a few minutes ago, people all people are worried about what people think about them. And we've all been there. I've been there myself. I've
Oh
worried
yeah.
about
Oh yeah.
what people thought about me, you
Yeah,
know.
me too.
And you know, I'm and so I'm grateful now that I'm where I'm at in my life to where look, I don't care. I'm too old to be thinking about what you think about me. I got to do what I got to do me, and I got to do what I feel like God has placed on my heart to do. And so
Hmm.
that's where I'm at now. And that's the thing that people got to do is in order to live in your purpose, in order to find your purpose, you have to uh, just do what you feel led to do and don't worry about what people think about it. If that's what you felt led to do, like you said, if you want to be a clown in a circus, hey, if you feel like that's what God is leading you to do, then hey, Barnum Brothers and Baileys or whatever it is called, they waiting for you. Go do what you need to do. Because here's the thing: this is the biggest thing about purpose. This is the biggest thing. God has given all of us a purpose. We all have a part to play in this world. We all have an assignment. When you're not
Hmm.
doing your assignment, when you're not living in your purpose, it not only hurts you, but it hurts everybody else. Why?
Mm.
Because somebody in this world is counting on you to be you. because we're the body. It's just like to say, we're the body, and the body, the arm needs the leg, and the leg needs the eye and the nose. We all
Right.
need everybody. And so when you're not playing your part, what God designed for you to do, it's not only you that suffers, it's the world that suffers, because somebody needs you to do what you do. Somebody needs, if you sell a product, somebody needs that product. If you're a coach, somebody needs your coaching. If you're whatever you are, somebody needs you. And when you don't show up as your authentic self, then you're missing out on what you're supposed to do, and somebody else is missing out on what you're supposed to do either. And so that's how I like to look.
You hit it on the head with that one. Listen, it's so much bigger than you, ladies and gentlemen. Life is so much bigger than you. We are so into ourselves and satisfying ourselves and being in ourselves. And I would say that me too. We all fall into that. But when you really find out what your purpose is, that's why people like Mother Teresa and Gandhi and Martin Luther King, all the greats, Malcolm X, all the greats that walked this earth, you know how much they sacrificed of themselves and their families to give us what we got? It was nothing about them. What they did had nothing to do with them personally. They gave their lives, their souls, their bodies to better our lives, because that was their purpose. They knew their purpose was here for not them. It was there for whatever that part of the time it was for that. And they knew that there's a possibility they will not make it all the way through. They knew this. They were very smart people. They knew that they gave their life. That means they gave their life, literally. I'm not trying to say everybody is going to be Martin Luther King, and I'm not saying that either. But we got to think past ourselves when it comes to living in our purpose. And that's the scary part. I'm going to tell you, this is the truth, because I'm going to be transparent with you. When all this came up with me becoming a speaker and doing the podcast, being an author, starting all this stuff that I'm starting, it was what I was supposed to do, but I was still scared a little bit, because I knew something's going to be asked of me. Because what they always say, what you get, you're going to be asked was what required, right? So I knew doing this, there's going to be some other stuff that's going to come with this that I'm not, I wouldn't do for myself. But I know living your purpose is a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's very rewarding, but you're going to be stretched. And you're going to be in, because when you put yourself out there in public, like we are, everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to agree with what you're saying. A lot of people are hurt. Hurt people hurt people. People are going to say what they're going to say. But when you know who you are, you don't take it personally, because you understand they're not happy. They're not happy with themselves. So what they're telling you is basically telling you how they feel about themselves. And guess what that's called? Mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
When you know the mindset of people and know the mindset of yourself, you don't take things personally, and you'll understand it's coming from them telling you. They're telling you they're not happy by the way they treat you.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing, is you have to understand that that's where it's coming from. But this is all the journey. This is what we talked about this whole show. This is Larry. Great tools for people to start working on a mindset for next year. Isolation is part of that too, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to be able to rock and roll everybody, because when you change your mindset, you're going to change your atmosphere, you're going to change your situation, and you're going to change the people in your life. Everybody's not going to be able to take that with you. That journey is not going to be for everyone. How do you think about that? That's something I think we need to let people know when you talk about mindsets and journeys and stuff, because a lot of times people think, oh, I'll just do this and do that, and they think their lives going to be just like it is now, and it's not, because mine has totally changed.
Oh yeah, it's all about trade-offs, because here's the thing: you're going to have to make some trade-offs. You're going to have to make some trade-offs if you're going to go to the next level. If you're going to do what you're supposed to do, if you're going to do what you're called to do, you're going to have to make some trade-offs. You cannot do great things and remain the same person that you were. Sometimes you cannot do great things and significant things and take the same people that you had with you. It's about trade-offs. Sometimes you can't do both, right? You can't stay in the hood and then still try to be something over here. Like you gotta you gotta make those trade-offs, and those trade-offs are necessary. I remember a guy was speaking years ago, and he said something that resonated with me. He said that you know, when you start living in your purpose and start doing the things that you're called to do, it's like taking the elevator, right? It's like taking the elevator. You start off in the elevator and you got friends and people from the neighborhood and your homeboys and your homegirls with you, and you start off on the elevator on the first level, right? Sometimes, you go up as you go up the elevator, some people need to get off. Some people need to get off on a certain floor. And they need to get off on a certain floor, and you need to keep going. And you need to let them off. Because hey, this ain't my floor. I'm still going. And so sometimes
this ain't my floor.
This ain't my floor. And you need to recognize that. And you need to stop trying to take people with you to your floor, because they need to get off on this floor. And there's different floors, right? There's definitely some people you need to let off on the first floor. And then as you go on the second and third and fourth floor, there's some people that can kind of go with you there. But then that might get to a point where, okay, we at the fifth floor now, that. And everything me and you went through was good. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm not saying goodbye forever. I'm just saying I'm keep going. I'm gonna call you, whatever you might call me, or whatever the case may be. I'll see you around. I love you. You know what I mean? But you got to get off on the fifth floor, and I'm still going. So I got to keep going. And that is what is called trade-offs. You got to make the trade-offs. You got to make the necessary trade-offs to do what you're supposed to do. And you got to have the right mindset to know that, hey,
I agree.
Is a trade-off.
I never heard it in that analogy before. That analogy is different. I never heard of the elevator, but that makes so much sense. Before you start working on yourself, you have everyone. You have all the people, like you said, your path, your everybody. At every level you go up is unfamiliar territory on every level. So when your mindset is strong enough to say, hey, this is what I want to do, I'm looking to go from ground down, let's say the 10th floor, let's say it's a 10th level. And your mindset is you're consistent, you're disciplined, you're like, I'm doing this. Everyone is not like that. Everyone doesn't have the capacity. Everybody don't want to work on their mindset. Some people just good where they at. And you know what? All good for you. But when you decide that you wanted to work on your mindset and you want to live in your purpose and find your purpose and actually do what is supposed to be done, there's no way you can't tell me. You cannot take everyone with you, because everyone is not on that level to even do that. So what happens when you go to these next levels and these people start getting off the floor? You're going to start seeing your when you get to your floor, it's going to be maybe one or two you left, and then he brings other people in your lives that are a match up to you in those levels. But he says to you is, I'm trying to give you some people, but you just holding on. When you're ready, let them go. I have these people waiting to come in, because what's going to happen is it's going to be a clash, because the people that you had before is going to be intimidated by these people that's coming in, because they on this other level, right? So they're going to get intimidated, and therefore you're going to have clashes between your two set of friends, or whatever you want to call them. Good point. I never thought of it that way, but it is an elevator, and then people are going to have to start getting off those floors.
Mm-hmm.
And we're scared to do that. I was scared for a long time, because you feel, and it's not like you said, it's not like you're telling people, get out my life. You're not saying that. It's just where to place them now. Because now I won't be talk to you every day no more. I won't communicate with you on a regular basis. We'll still check on each other. We may go hang out once in a while. But the way that we use, because those hours of time I was spending with you, I'm over here doing this, and you're not about that. So I can't do both. I have to pick. So if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to talk to you as much, because you're not doing that same stuff. But other hand, the other people that God has in store for you are on that level, and doing those things. So you're going to spend more time with them because they are more related to what you're trying to do and what you're working on going up those elevators. I know because Dion Cole had a comedy show and he talked about levels in relationships, not just friendships, but relationships. And how sometimes we get stuck. We stuck on the floor with a person we was not supposed to be with. We were supposed to keep going. We stopped. Mm-hmm. And that's the truth with anything. I love that. I'm gonna have to use that elevator one. That's amazing. That's a good analogy. I really like that.
Yeah, definitely. Because people gotta learn, you trying to take somebody with you who's still kind of stuck on things that you used to do. You know what I mean? They're still trying to like, hey man, let's just get drunk, man. And I'm like, okay, I ain't got time to get drunk right now because I'm still trying. There's things I need to do. I don't have time to be sitting here getting drunk with you because I'm still trying to, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we used to do that. And a lot of people don't want to give certain things up in order to go to the next level because you might have to get it up. You might have to give up staying out late. Like I talked about trade-offs. You might have to give up staying out late when you know you got something purposeful to do it in the morning. And you know you need to be in the right mindset to do that thing. But you're so afraid of leaving people behind that you would say, all right, I'll go out with you and, stay out late or whatever. You know what I mean? And so those are the type of things that's the mindset piece. You got the wrong mindset. You are afraid to let some things go, in order to take on new things in your life. And so that is the problem that we have.
Yep, I totally agree. This has been an amazing conversation, Larry. I'm so glad that everything worked out and we was able to get this out because there's going to be a lot of people blessed about this. Sometimes we hear things, but we need to hear it again. Sometimes, repetition is the key. So I'm glad that we was able to talk about mindsets and your purpose and, that elevator. Please remember that. If you don't remember nothing else, remember that elevator and remember that that's how it looks when you elevate. You got to start letting people off these floors. And it's not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen, because we are part of that too. We probably let off some floors with other people when they was elevating while we was not at that point, right? I was left off probably people elevators too because I wasn't there. So it's not just you, it's everybody. Everybody may have to experience getting off somebody's floor. And it's okay because that's what life does. It just brings you through different journeys. Just enjoy the journey and understand and learn through the journey, and you would see life will be grand. I guarantee you that. So, Larry, let me know what's going on next with you. Anything coming up you want the audience to know?
Yeah, I have an ebook that I wrote. It's called Mindset Matters.
And just repeat that. You froze up a little bit. Repeat what you just said.
Yeah, I have an ebook, and the ebook is all about what we talked about today. The ebook is called Mindset Matters, changing your thinking for success in life. And so that's the the project right now that I'm proud of. That the ebook, and I wanted to get it into as many people's hands as possible. You can just get that ebook on my website. The website is theladavis.com. That's THELADavis.com, or you can just simply go to my Instagram. I have
your Instagram up here, but what is your website again? You said
it's the LA Davis. The word
the LA
the THE.
Oh, the LA Davis.
TheLADavis.com.
.com.
Yep. And you can go there. You can get the ebook. Like I said, the ebook is called Mindset Matters, changing your thinking for success in life. And it talks more about what we talked about today and kind of digs a little bit deeper to what we talked about today about how your mindset matters, and it matters in your life, and it's important for you to reach the level and the heights that you need to reach in your life to reach your potential. So that's kind of what I got going on right now.
Perfect. I went ahead and add that to the banner. So theladavis.com. Please go to that and you'll be able to find out everything that's going on with a Christian life coach, Larry Davis. He has a fabulous YouTube channel. I listen to it and watch his shorts. They have nice nuggets. They, little shorts, so you can just get it in real quick. You got nice little nuggets that help you with life. I love to have males up here because, it kind of gives you a different perspective, with men and women, because, we think a little different sometimes. And I love that. That's the best part about us. But if you want to get those little nuggets, and he has a lot of them on there, please go to his page, Larry Davis. His IG's right here. I am LA Davis. His website is theladavis.com. And he'll be able to, shout out with you, talk to you, comments or whatever. I totally appreciate you being here. But before we leave, I have a couple things I need to do, some housekeeping. I just wanted to let everybody know that on, let me go ahead back here. On next Saturday, actually a week from today, I am having an event called The Awakening. It's called The Awakening. It's going to be at Pitt Community College here in Winterville, North Carolina. And it's exactly a week from today. As we speak, I will be speaking as right now in a week. And it's going to be amazing. Things that we talk about today, about waking up. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to wake up. It's time to live in our God-given purpose. It's time for us to do what we are designed to do and what we were made to do. Like we talked about today, a lot of people are kind of existing and not living. They're not living. And I want you to live. And what we discussed today is about when we find out our purpose is, we understand our assignment, and our assignment is to help others. And this is my way of helping others by doing the awakening. So me and Janicia Hall, she's amazing, Coach Jay, we are going to definitely wake you up. We have a special recording artist, Roxy Blue, that's going to bless us with her beautiful voice, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all don't want to miss her. As well as we have poetry, and we're going to have food for you, and it's going to be an amazing time. So please come out. If you're in the ENC area, Eastern North Carolina area, or in North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, anywhere, it's worth the trip. I'm telling you, we're going to definitely wake up. So it's called The Awakening. The tickets are on Eventbrite. So if you go to Eventbrite and look up The Awakening, you'll see our information. You can purchase the tickets. They are $25. So it's a small investment for you to improve your life. We pay for parties, we pay for socials, we pay for all this other stuff. Don't get me wrong, I do it too. But there's sometimes that we need to pay for ourselves, invest in ourselves, love ourselves. And this is definitely a way of doing that and starting 2024. Like I said, there's so much in store. So please join us next week, January 6th, Pitt Community College. I would love to see you. And if you're one of our listeners here for Let's Talk and you do come, please come up to me and let me know. I would love to meet you in person. I would love to take a picture with you. So please let me know if you do come, if you saw it on my show. I truly would appreciate that. All right. So, all right, we're back. And let me see. And make sure, so we are on Spotify as well. We are on all podcasts. So I think it's about 6 or 7 different destinations that we're on. So Let's Talk 1943. This show as well would be on there. I usually dump these shows on my podcast. So you'll see any show that I did since it's been almost 3 years, I've been doing this. So all my shows are on the podcast. So if you can't watch it, you can listen to it. So please go to Let's Talk 1943, Spotify, as well as all the other platforms that you can listen to your podcasts on. So I always like to go around the horn, Larry. So is anything you'd like to tell our audience before you leave out today?
First thing I'd like to tell the audience is go to that event. Go to that event. Like she said, this is an opportunity for you to invest in yourself. This is an opportunity because you do other things that you spend your money on that just kind of goes down the drain. And again, there's nothing wrong with that because you want to have fun in life. And I agree with that. And I believe that you improve yourself and you grow yourself so that you can have fun, so that you can have even more fun in life. And so you need to be investing in yourself. 2024 is here. And so don't let it be another new year and not a new you. You want to have a new you and not just a new year where you're doing the same old things. And so invest in yourself, go to things like this. That's a small investment. I mean, I know she could have charged more for that, but
Yeah, I sure could.
that's a deal. That is a deal. That is a steal. Because here's the thing: that small investment that you're making going to that, you probably going to 10x your money if you actually learn something. You're probably going to double, triple, 10x you're going to get a return on your investment. And so that's a small investment, you know what I'm saying, for what I believe that you're going to get from it. So that's the only thing I want to say. I just want to promote you. I want to I want to lift you up in that area. And then I pray that God blesses your event, and I pray that people's lives will change. I pray that people's mindsets will change, and I pray that somebody is impacted from that, and so they can go and impact the world. That's all I want to say.
You know what? I need to hire you. You did a great job. But thank you so much, Larry. I receive it. I totally receive it. And I same for you. Like I said, I got sucked into your YouTube page. I started looking at all the things. You have amazing nuggets of information that people could definitely use to change their lives, to improve their lives, or just sustain their lives, and I hopefully one day we could work together in person, and because Texas, I do visit Texas as well. What part of Texas are you in?
I'm in Central Texas near Austin.
Oh, I'm going to be there in May.
Okay.
This year. I'll keep you posted. I'll be there in May. I would love to meet you in person. I'll be in Austin. Yeah, I'm coming to Austin. So that's funny you said that. So definitely, but yeah, oh yeah, definitely I will. So I want to tell everyone, Let's Talk Family would like to wish you a happy new year, a prosperous new year. Please be safe out there. If you're going to be out, going to these drops and everything, please watch your surroundings, have fun, but just pay attention. But this year, like I said, 2024 is so much in store. Please believe that. Please go into it knowing that this is going to be your year. I know we talk about this as cliche. I know a lot of people say this stuff over and over again, but don't let this year be another over again. Let this year actually be the year that you actually do the things that you need to do to live a better life, to live a peaceful life, to live a full abundance of life. So, as I said, and if you don't mind, just hold on 1 second before we close. I mean, when I close out, but I want to tell everybody Happy New Year. I love you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in 2024. So our next show is going to be, of course, something great with something to do to help benefit you. All this year is going to be all things to help you grow. This year, I have definitely designated this year for growth. So every show we're going to do is going to be on growth. So I'm hoping that you stick with me this year, and I'm hoping that things will come out this year that you do see the benefits of this show. So until next time, I love you. God bless. All right. See you.